Hi everyone, this is Sharon from Sharon's Scrappy Space, and I wanted to show you this adorable easel card. And it folds up like this, and so it can sit on the desk. And on this particular flower, I've already got a video posted on it. It's called a ribbon flower. So if you don't know how to do that, check it out. I've got my Frost White shimmer paint, and I've got two very vanilla cardstock pieces cut out, and I'm just going to pour a little bit on here. And I didn't have any cellophane, so I used a garbage bag. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to blotch this on. And I'm doing this first so it will have plenty of time to dry. That I wanted to show you. This is the circle scallop die from Stamlpin Up. And what I did was I took a 5 by 10-inch piece of paper. I folded it in half and I placed it to where I had 4 scallops that were not in the cut. So what it did, it actually made it to where it would open up like this. Okay, and then I used a 5 by 5 and I cut another piece out with this die. Now I had a piece of cardstock, and I've got a couple little cheat sheets here to show you how I did it. I started with this designer series paper. I started with a 2 by 4-inch piece of paper, and so that's this piece here. And then this one, it was a 2.5 by 4-inch piece of paper. That's before I scalloped edged this. And I just placed these together. I used a little bit of the Dato adhesive. It's a removable adhesive, so just a little bit to hold it in place so it wouldn't, move around. And I'm going to put some Snell adhesive here to put these two together. It removed part of my paper. It shouldn't have done that, but probably had it on there too long. Okay. Fold it over like this one. And I made a template to make it a little easier. Let's see. To know where to put that score line. So what I'm going to do is just line this up like so, and just make a fold line here like that. And so now when I glue this piece on, when it opens up, it'll sit like this, and then it'll fold back into place. And that's one of the key things with these easel cards that a lot of people have problems with, to get them to line up. So it's a really good idea to have some templates and just make yourself a little template book, and it works really well. Now we're going to be using 3 different stamp sets, and this one here, the 4 frames, there is actually a promotion going on right now. If you buy $20 on my Stamlpin Up website, and this is going to be in the brand new catalog that's coming out in July. And so there's also a paper pack called Paisley Petals that you can also purchase. And this stamp set comes in wood mount and in the clear block. So we're going to be using one of these. We're going to be using the Thank You and Just For You in the Just Believe. This is a new stamp set that's coming out in the Summer Mini. And it's called Strength and Hope. And I just love it. I'm going to use this butterfly in that one. So we're going to do a little stamping. I'm going to be using Night of Navy to do my stamping. And I've already got my pieces mounted. Okay. And I'm using the butterfly. And the butterfly we will just cut out. I'm going to just stamp this one right here. Isn't that pretty? And all these are cut out with the decorative label punch. I'm going to go ahead and punch that out and show you. I think this is going to be a really hot seller. In fact, one of my customers has already bought it in the pre-buy. Okay. And one of the reasons I want to go ahead and punch that out is I'm going to also stamp on that too. And the last one will be the thank you. And I'm going to stamp that one right here. And then I'm going to turn it over. And I've got the just for you, and that's going to be stamped on this label. I like the clear mounts because you can see through them to know exactly where to stamp. Okay, I'm going to put this on with some Snell adhesive. And I wanted to show you, a lot of people have been asking me, how do you frame this decorative label punch? And I'm going to show you how I do it. I cut it in half, and I just place it together to save a little time. And I just cut those little points off on the sides, because those will show and distort your frame. And I'm going to cut the points off on this as well. And I'm going to use my Snell adhesive and just alright, so we're just going to start mounting it onto the back, and I just work on getting all the edges about the same, and I use my little points here to kind of line it up. I'm going to put a little bit more adhesive on it since we've covered up the most of it. And we're going to put the sides on the very same way. Okay, so there we have it. We've got our framed decorative label. And I'm going to put some dimensionals on it as well. Okay, so now I've got my butterfly cut out as well, and we can start assembling our card, because our mother of pearl, and can you see that shine? Isn't that pretty? It is dry. Alright. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to stick this onto our card. See if I can stay in view here. Okay. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to tie a knot that looks a lot like a bow, especially with this wide ribbon. And I'm using my two-way glue. It seems to be the perfect size. And I'm just going to simply tie a knot. There we go. And when you're done with it, it's going to look like this. So I'm going to take my paper snips and just cut it like this. And it might take a little playing with, but it's going to give us a cute little bow. And it's going off to the side, but that's okay. I like that, especially for this particular project, because it can kind of stick out here and take some of the visual space away. And I'm just going to trim it just a little bit. When I started out, my ribbon was 18 inches long. So we cut off maybe 1.5 inches there, so that's not too bad. Alright. And I'm going to put a little adhesive on the back side. Just right here on both. And I'm going to stick a little bit right here to help hold it down to kind of start getting me my position. And it just simply fold it over into a 90-degree angle, sort of. And that's going to put your bow on. Isn't that cute? I love that. Alright. So, next I'm going to apply this. I'll put a little, see if I can put some on top of that. It's not as easy to put the adhesive on the back once you got the bow on, but that's what you got to do. Alright, so I'm making sure that my embossed side is up before I put this on. Okay. Isn't that pretty? Now I'm going to go ahead and put my embellishments on. Okay. And this one, I actually made it the thing a little bit bigger. I think I like that better to where it takes up a little bit more of the visual space. Alright, so now we're going to add our pearls. Alright. So now we've got all of our pearls on. Now if you wanted to make this more of a masculine card, you could leave the pearls off and maybe just use your gel pen, your white gel pen, and make dots. Now, I'm making sure that this is the embossed side because it's the one that is going to be tops. The ones that everybody's going to see, okay? I really like that faux mother of pearl look. That is just so pretty. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and put this down first before I put that last piece on. Alright. I'm going to use a lot of adhesive because I want this to stick. And I'm putting it on here because I don't want any adhesive to get down here so that it won't stick to that card. Just lay this on here, making sure all my scallops are lined up well. Because when it folds, I want it to look like this. Okay. Another thing that's important is to make sure that when you put this part on, that it's straight. And you know exactly where the top point is on your scallop. I should have mentioned that earlier, but I didn't. So, okay, next I'm going to use my Tombow Mono adhesive. This is the best glue. And I'm going to put a generous amount on because I really want this flower to stick on here and I don't want it to go anywhere. So I'm going to move this ribbon out of the way and let it just kind of go up around it. Alright, next, last thing is to put our little decorative label. And this is what's going to help it sit up like we want it to. Alright. So there you have it, see? Isn't that adorable? So there you have it. We've got both of our cards and they're just absolutely adorable. Check out my website at SharonScrappySpace.com for more ideas and tips on using Stampin' Up! Products. I hope you enjoyed the video. If there are any items in this video that you'd like to purchase, you can go to my website and click on the Order Now button from Stampin' Up! And you can purchase any of these things on my online store 24/7. Thank you and have a great day. Bye. Okay, so there we have it. We've got all of our pieces done. And there you have it. So we've got our cards made. And check out my website at Sharon's